Hi, today I'm going to be showing these bug makers. I have two of them from the early 90s. Here's the boxes they came in. There's the other one. I'm going to show the boxes while these are being made. If you're noticing water damage on the box, these are very old things. It's amazing that the boxes are still intact. Okay, so these are the bug makers. The bug makers themselves and the molds are from the early 90s, and they are even stamped right on there, 1993. And both of them are from the early 90s. They're both a little bit different, but they're both basically the same thing. This one here, you use your tongs and you put it into there, and this one is just pretty much the same thing. Now these things work just like an easy bake oven. They cook using a light bulb. That's pretty much it. I'm hoping that the light bulbs still work. You see the light bulb in there? It's just a small light bulb. And also this glue is pretty old too, but I'm hoping it's going to work because you see it doesn't look bad. The glue's in, it's moving around and everything. This isn't really glue because it takes heat to harden it. But I'm just going to pick a random mold here and I'm going to go ahead and try it out. I'm going to try an easy mold just to make sure I don't screw it up because I haven't done this in many years. Like, I'm not going to do one like that because that's fine detail and I'll probably screw it up. But here's the instructions. It tells you what to do here. How to fill your mold and everything. Over here, the bug making instructions. It says ask an adult to plug in the oven to the wall. Shows you how to put it into the oven and all that. It takes about 13-14 minutes. And these things, obviously, they don't get that hot. It's being heated up with a light bulb. And look at this, the cooling tray is made out of plastic. So, for a little kid, it's probably very hot, but we'll see. You see, this one here has a temperature gauge on it. Okay, so I'm going to see how these things work. I'm going to turn them on. Okay, good, the light turned right on. Okay, let's see how the other one does. Okay, good, they both started right up. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to move this around a little bit just to make sure it's mixed up. And I'm going to go ahead and do the dinosaur molds. Okay, all of these glues are also super old too. Like, that is really old for glue, 2001. So, out of all these glues, it's amazing that even any of them lasted. Most of these, they separated and stuff. I guess it's possible you could stir them together, like mix them up again, but this one here was still good. So I'm just going to be making one of them. I only had enough to make one. I don't know why I keep calling this glue. It's not glue. Okay, you see I filled the dinosaur up. And it comes with this little pick that you can, do fine detailed work. But you see I tried to fill another one up, but the ingredients separated from each other. But this is good enough for an example, so I'm just going to be using one of the ovens. And you see I'm touching them now. They feel warm, but that's about it. So I'm going to go ahead and take the tongs that it came with. I'm going to use this oven for now. The instructions say to slide it in there. Okay, what is in my way? Why isn't that? Oh, I see. I have to shut the oven off to put it in. It was supposed to be off to begin with. I just wanted the machine to heat up Why is that still not going in? What am I doing wrong? Oh, I see. You have to put it in. Okay, that was my mistake. I haven't used this in many years. So turn it back on. You see the dinosaur in there. And what time is it now? It is 1:40 in the afternoon. So at about 5 of 2, that should be ready to come out of the oven. I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down. They are both basically the same thing. They both do exactly the same thing. So if this one works, that one would work too, because they're both warm to the touch. Now, in the time being, while that's heating up, I'm going to show the boxes a little bit. Look at that, it says $1. I bet this was in a yard sale at one point. For ages 8+. It includes some of those bottles, but those bottles of glue obviously did not come with the machine, since the machine is at least 12 years older than the glue. I'm just going to quickly go over all this stuff, make sure it focuses in on everything. In case anyone wants to read this, they can stop. Actually, look at that. This one says 2001, so maybe those older molds came from the other machine. I'll have to look into that. Okay, that's about it for this box. Okay, next box. Maybe this is the one. I should have eventually find a date on here. It's a real molding oven. And there's all kinds of water damage on this side. Sorry, I can't help the water damage. And look, it is made by General Electric. Is that what that means? I don't know. Still looking for that date. Because this here is obviously older than the other one. You can tell by the box. This is like the older version of it. Okay, there it is. Yes, this is the older one, 1993. Okay, that's good. And that's the one I'm using. I'm using the older one. Okay, is that coming from the oven? It's giving off a small plasticky odor as it works. Okay, check on this other one. What does it say on the machine? Okay. This one I'm not going to put upside down while it's working, but I can show the precautions on the back of it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes when this is supposedly ready. Okay, I mean, you can see this, right? I'm looking at my screen, I can definitely see it. You can see there's like some vapor coming out of the thing. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can see that on camera. But this thing now, I just realized this. When you shut this thing off, you can't take it out of there for like another 20 minutes. Because you see that guard? Because of that guard in the way, it will not let me take it out of there. That guard is like in the way. I'm sure if I really tried, I could get it out. But you see this? I'm going to remove this little window. This here is connected to that thing, and it's showing hot. Until it cools back down, I'm not going to be able to get that thing out of there. Because you see, even though I'm lifting it, it's only lifting half of it. So this would be a tedious job getting out of there. So it's better, just wait the 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, it'll be cool enough that I can put it on this tray. Or I could just wait until it cools down completely. I take back what I said earlier. I just stuck my finger in there, and that thing is very hot. I did not get burned, but it is pretty hot. That piece of metal really took in the heat from that light bulb. Trying to get that thing to cool down a little faster. Wow, actually just 2 minutes later, this thing is showing cold again. So that fan really did the trick. So, actually, it's really hot still. I think that fan tricked that thing into thinking it was cooled down. Oh, but look at that. That thing is hard. Look at that. It hardened pretty well. Let's see how difficult this is going to be to get out. Okay, you see it just peels right out of there as soon as you get one end out. Now, this is a really cool thing. Don't judge this machine by how this thing came out. That is partially my fault that it looks like that, because just look at the head. There is actually a lot of detail to that head. You see, you can see the eye and everything. Now, all this extra stuff right here, that is because I rushed and I went out of the mold. It's like when you're coloring and you go out of the lines. I added a little bit too much. That is what this is. You could easily cut that off with a box cutter and make it look nice again. Now here, the back of it, the reason this happened is because, once again, when I was doing this, I should have been, like, when it was still in a liquid form, I should have been going through it like this. That is because there was a bubble underneath. A bubble got trapped in there, and it molded around that bubble. That is why it looks like that. But overall, it's kind of cool. I just wanted to show how the machine worked. I wasn't trying to be perfect, that's all. Well, I hope this video was interesting. If you would like me to do more videos like this one, just leave in the comments saying that you liked it. Now this machine, it still feels a little warm, but the gauge is still showing cold even though this thing is super hot. It's like, I can pick it up, but I can only hold it for a few seconds, then I gotta put it back down.